Now, you may have seen my previous videos on YouTube where I've showed you how I've made $800,000 from a $1.99 ebook, or how I've done over $130 million in sales over the past 5 years selling information product, courses, coaching, events, workshops. But the front door to many of those sales has been an ebook, has been a PDF. So you may have seen other creators or marketers selling ebooks or PDFs and thought, you know what? Why can't I do that? But I just don't know where to start. I'm going to show you where you can sell it, and I'm going to show you and break down by the end of this video how you can make your first sale of your first ebook or PDF online today. All right, so let's jump in. In just a few minutes, I'm going to pass this over to my right-hand man, Ryan. He's going to break down on the computer screen how exactly to make your first ebook or PDF. And then we're going to log in and show you exactly where and how to sell it. I want to give you a little bit of context before we do that. You may see a lot of different complicated sales funnels and websites or designs out on the internet, but it is not necessary for you to make a sale of your ebook. As a matter of fact, the more fancy it is, the less it is probably going to convert. Remember, people are not buying your design, they're buying the information in the content that they're getting inside of the ebook. So now, let's jump over to the computer screen. I'm going to pass it over to Ryan, and he's going to show you exactly how to build an ebook, how to put it together, and then how to sell it.
All right, so we're going to jump right into this. What you're looking at on my screen right now is a platform called ChatGPT. It's been around for a few years now. Maybe you've heard of it. If not, what this is a language learning, writing AI model. And it's incredible for doing things like creating ebooks. So assuming you know what you're going to create your ebook about, in this case, I'm very big on personal finance and personal finance related topics. So I'm going to write an ebook that's going to solve problems in the personal finance space. And what this can do is actually do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, so you're not sitting here actually, with a pad and pen trying to write this all on your own or type it out in a doc or something like that. This will do a lot of that heavy lifting for you. So the way I like to start this off is generally with a Q&A or an ask me questions prompt. And it looks like this. And what I just typed in here is what's known as a prompt. And I'm going to read it to you because the way I structured this is very important. In order for this to work properly, you got to do it the right way. I want to create an ebook that I could sell online on the topic of personal finance, specifically budgeting in this case. Can you ask me some specific questions that when answered will give you the information you need to create a proper outline? I want to solve one major problem with this book, not write a novel. So basically all we're doing here is we're telling it exactly what we want to do, giving it a little bit of detail, giving it some additional very relevant detail up front. We're giving it a very specific request, in which case we're having it ask us questions so we can give it information. And then we're telling it a little bit more context so that way it can ask us the right questions. So all you're going to do at this point is you're going to hit send, and this thing will think for a moment, and then it's going to start printing out a response. And this is going to be the questions we need to answer. So what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and answer these in as much detail as I can right now. And then we'll be back here as soon as I'm done, and we'll see what it comes back with. So I've just answered all of ChatGPT's question in detail. These are all of them right here. So if you'd like to pause and read my answers, then you're more than welcome to do that. And here are the questions that it asked. So you can pause to read these as well. And this is the response that it gave. So what this is doing now is actually giving me an outline for this ebook. And there's no right or wrong way to go from here. What you're going to do is basically have a conversation as if you're talking to another human to design the rest of this book. It's just given us an outline, and a pretty good looking one. And moving forward, you continue typing here, and you can have it add things, you can have it take things away. So say for instance, I didn't want to have my personal story in there. I can send a message to chat that just says, remove number 2, how I learned the hard way. I don't want to include that in the book. And it will give me another outline without that part included. It may even give me some suggestions as to other things I could add in its place. But at this point, just go over it, give it a once over, see what you think, see what you want to add, see what you want to remove, see what needs more detail. But if you're happy with this, what you can do is actually have it start writing each one of these sections for you. And that could look as simple as this. That could look like coming down here and saying, this looks great. I want to create section 1. Let's write it now. And this will actually start writing section 1 for me. And now your book is actually starting to come together. And I know this is an edited video. I've really only been in here for about 10 minutes. So you can make a lot of progress really, really quickly. And this thing will start to learn about you over time. So when it comes to writing things like this over and over and over again, every time you do it, the process becomes faster, the quality becomes better, and you'll be able to create a lot of digital products this way quite quickly. Let's get a little preview. You work hard, you're not out here buying yachts or popping champagne every weekend, so why does it feel like your money disappears the moment it hits your account? Great relatable statement, great way to start off the book. That sinking feeling, checking your balance and thinking, wait, where did it all go? It's more common than you think. We're not gonna read this whole page. If you'd like to give it a read, you can pause it right here and check it out. But at this point, what you're going to want to do is actually take everything ChatGPT is giving you and actually assemble it into a book. Now, when it comes to actually building and assembling your ebook, there's kind of a good, better, best that I'm going to give you. So 3 options, 3 ways you can put it together. And the first way is a really good way, and it works, and it's reliable. And it's what we're looking at right now, which is just a basic Google Doc. So you can take every section of this. So like this first chapter here, I can go ahead and copy this and actually paste this right in here and format this and get it really clean looking. I can put links in it and I can just design it the way I want. And this will be a very plain, very simple, but very clear and legible ebook that you can write and you can deliver, and it makes for a great product. And then usually once I complete these, I'll come up to File here and I'll just download them as a PDF. And then once it's downloaded as a PDF, we can deliver it that way, which I'll show you how to do in a moment here. And you just build out your whole book, and this is a great way to do it. This is how I delivered and sold my first ebook, was as a PDF on a Google Doc just like this one, so you don't have to overcomplicate this process. The next slightly better way you could do it is with a platform called Canva. So this is a graphics design platform, and if I were to type in ebook up here and type in ebook template, this will actually give me lots and lots of templates I can use that will give me a slightly better design. And if you hover over any of these, you'll be able to see exactly what it looks like. And some of them are going to be nicer than others. Some of them are going to require you to have a pro subscription, but any of those ones that require that are going to be these ones with the crown. So you can see like these 3 right here actually don't require it. And take a look at that book. I mean, that's a pretty nice looking template there. So, I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to use something like that myself. So if you're not a graphics design expert, to want to do this on your own, you've got these templates in here, and at this point you just pick one and then you start building out your book. Now the third and best option, especially if you're somebody like me who's not a graphics designer and wants something that's a little bit better and a little bit more professional than just a Google Doc with some text on it, is you could actually outsource the building of your ebook. And where I would recommend doing that is on a platform called Fiverr. So if you come over to Fiverr with 2 R's, you just go to ebook design, search that as a service. This is where freelancers can come in and post their skills and post the jobs and gigs that they'd be willing to do. And you can hire them to do individual tasks, and designing ebooks is one of those things. And I've used different people from here for exactly this task quite a few times, and I've had great results with it. And you basically just come through these listings and you find somebody that's usually got really good reviews. So this person here has 1,000 plus at 5 stars. They're going to charge $55 to do book formatting, book layout, Kindle ebook format. So kind of look through, look at the listings, see who has a good looking portfolio, and you can find people anywhere from usually $10 up to probably $200 if you wanted to for this particular task. There's a lot of options out there, so if you're not somebody that wants to do it yourself, this can be a really great way to outsource it. So now at this point, you've got a really good ebook written, you've got it designed, or it's being designed for you, and now we just need to figure out, how do we actually sell this thing? And so I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to do that right now. So inside of your account, once you create it, you can get a trial of this. You don't need to pay up front. You would just go to my store right here, and then you'll see I have a few other products drafted up in here. And all you're gonna do is, if this is your first one, or if you're just adding another, you're gonna hit add product right here. Now this will give you quite a few options for different products. This has a lot of capabilities, this platform. And so we're actually going to go for digital product in this particular case. You can see it actually labels ebooks specifically there. So we'll click on this. And this is going to be, this first page is going to be what's called a call out, which is this thing right over here. And on a Stand Store, you have a landing page that you'll see, and it gives you a list of all your call outs. And so that's what you're designing right here. We're not necessarily going to be doing any kind of page design or anything like that. The only thing we want to really have here is a really good title that makes people want to click. That's the key, is not to just put a label that tells people what it is. We want something that's going to make them want to click. So you can use ChatGPT to figure out what that could be in your case. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go off the old noggin, and I'm going to go ahead and say, always know where every dollar is going. And so that's going to be my title. So now this is going to be what they click on to go and look at the book that we just designed, right? Because I could have just put personal finance guide, boring, right? Nobody's going to click on that. If I put something like this, a little bit more of an interesting transformation describing title, we're going to get much better results with it. And we can do the same thing down here, where this is going to be this text right here we see on the call out. We can put this text on here as well. In 1 hour per week, this will give you financial peace. And there we go. So always know where every dollar is going. In 1 hour per week, this will give you financial peace. And the price we're going to be able to change on the next page. So this is just here for display. But the last thing you might want to do is just add a good image, probably a cover of the book. The image is really, really important. You could also generate that with ChatGPT or design it on Canva. You'll probably, if you went with Fiverr, have an image that you can use because they'll give you a book cover generally. So probably just that as your image right here, and then you'll be good to go. So after you hit next, it's going to bring up the checkout page itself. So we can see over here on the right side in the template, we got a cover image, we've got some text here, and we've got the checkout area. And so our title's already created from the last page. Now in here, this is where you could actually kind of sell your book. This is where you're going to describe the transformation they're going to experience. And so for you to design this, especially if this is your first one, because this isn't a marketing masterclass, what I'm going to recommend that you do is come right back over to ChatGPT in this same conversation you were in before and just ask it what it recommends you say. And it might look like this. I am creating the checkout page for my ebook in Stand Store and need some sales copy for the checkout page. Keep it concise, but make it powerful and describe the transformation clearly. Most important thing, I think, is probably just to describe the transformation. What's the problem that's going to be solved? What's their life going to look like after buying your thing? And do it with as few words as possible. Try to say as much as you can without getting carried away with the words. And here's what we got. If you're tired of wondering where your paycheck disappeared to, this quick no-fluff ebook gives you a simple system to track every dollar you earn. Without spreadsheets, complex math, or logging every transaction, you'll learn the same 1 hour per week method I used to get out of over $100,000 in debt, finally feel in control of my money. Perfect for anyone earning under $100K a year, wants to stop leaking cash and start building real financial peace. Really short, really to the point, really effective. People will buy from that. And so what I'm going to do now is just take this text and I'm going to bring it right back over to Stand Store, and I'm just going to delete what's here and paste this in. And that's it. That's all I have to do. You could change your button title, right? You could change your call to action button. These two things are fine. This is where you set your price. So if I wanted to charge 17, I could charge 17, and you'll see it update right here on the page. You could do 27, you could do 277 if you want to. You can set the price wherever you want. For something like this, I'd say somewhere between 7 and 47 is pretty good. And so let's just go right in the middle at 27 for this example, and that'll be fine. Now, if you come down here a little bit more, it's going to ask you what kind of info you want to collect, and then ultimately your actual digital product file. So now, no matter how you've created this, you're going to be able to get a PDF version of it. So Remember, if it's a Google Doc, you can download it as a PDF. If you create it in Canva, you'll also download as a PDF. And of course, if you outsource to Fiverr, it'll be a PDF. So all you're gonna do is actually upload that file right here. This will just open your computer files, allow you to upload the PDF. And so this will do all the delivery for you. There's nothing else you've got to do to make sure people actually get the product they're purchasing, other than send traffic to your stand store, potential buyers. And so your stand store will give you a link. This is mine right up here. You'll find it in the top right corner. And then what you do is you send people there from somewhere like social media. You could run ads if you wanted to. There's lots of ways you can get traffic. But when traffic goes and looks at this checkout page, because they viewed your stand store and then they click the button, they'll be able to purchase, and then you will automatically see the deposit show up in your account. You'll also have a dashboard over here in your income tab where you can see how much money you're earning from selling digital products. And you'll also be able to not have to worry about the delivery of the product because Stand Store is handling all of that for you. And that's gonna be it for me. So we're gonna send you back over to Dave now, and I'll see you soon.
You may still be wondering, oh my gosh, this is valuable, but what would I actually write my ebook on, right? What's my topic? What's my niche or niche? It just matters that you decide, and that you decide fast, because you're not getting married, you're just picking something to sell. And so inside of my Business Builder Challenge, you will learn exactly how to extract the most valuable gold that's likely hiding inside of you that you could package and sell, or how to find gold that you can package and sell, as well as how to structure the products that you want to sell even after your ebook to multiply your profits, and much, much more. So click the link down in the description. Enroll in that Business Builder Challenge so you can find your topic and get going. And if you love it, then of course you can take more of my trainings. But first, get your feet wet, get started. I'll see you on the inside, and I'll see you on the next video.